of the 12 as they roll into the backstretch.
From the XBTV studios at Santa Anita Racetrack, I am Jeff Siegel, and thanks for joining us on this edition of our preview of the Whitney Stakes. This is a $1 million race. It's a heck of a race. A mile and an eighth on the main track at Saratoga goes as the 10th race on the program for 4-year-olds and up. We only have 5 entered in this race, but this is a dynamite 5, top to bottom a chance, and we will be playing that. And if you are playing the Fun in the Sun tournament, you may want to be interested in our analysis. Don't forget to check that out. Go to expressbet.com/tournaments. 5 horses in the field. We've got Eddie Olczyk. Eddie, I'm looking at this field. I'm looking at a couple of possible top selections. Knicks Go 6-5. Maxfield is 8-5 in the morning line. So a lot of the play maybe be going to those two, but the other 3 can run as well. I need your input. How do you see this race?
Yeah, Jeff. Well, I guess when you first see, as a handicapper anyways, you see a 5-horse field, you kind of sit there and go, oh boy, there's not going to be any value. But if you don't like Nick Go, I think there's a lot of value in there, right? But look, he's going to be the controlling speed. There is no doubt about it. Winning his last race at Prairie Meadows in the Cornhusker, just, going away. Look, he is a 2-turn horse. Let's make it perfectly clear. I mean, he is a horse that certainly wants the distance, seems to accelerate around those turns. But look, he's probably going to be every bit of 3-5. And, how often are you going to be able to get Maxfield maybe even money or 9-5? So that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. And Maxfield, I think, has shown, Jeff, here as he's gotten a little bit older, is that he can be a little bit more tactical. He doesn't have to be coming from way out of it. And I think he's coming into this race extremely well. It seems like all systems are go after his last work on the 31st of July. He seems to be excelling on the track at Saratoga. I don't think that Jose Ortiz can allow Nick Go and Joel Rosario to, get so far in front, right? Like, I just think it's that they need to make sure that you can't have separation, going into the far turn. I think that Maxfield's going to have to be close. I don't want to say he's going to be right off his hip, but I don't think he can fall 6, 7, 8 lengths behind him, because then I think it's going to be lights out for everybody else. So I'd hate to say it's a 2-horse field, and all due respect, there's some talented horses in this race, as we were talking off the air, Jeff, but I'm hoping Maxfield at, even money 9-5 will be able to go by Nick Go, because I think Maxfield is that good of a horse. He might not get the setup he wants, but again, I think he's a little bit more mature, and I think he's a little bit more tactical, being a little bit closer to the pace off his last couple of races.
Well, he's also won 7 races out of 8 starts, so somehow Maxfield can figure out how to get there if he has to. Yeah. But I'm looking at this race, Eddie, and Nick's Go, clearly the controlling speed and the way he runs and the way the race sets up. Someone's going to have to pressure him a little bit. Of course, his 10-length romp in the Cornhusker was a confidence-boosting win, earned an incredible 113 Beyer number in that race, career top for Brad Cox. He's looking good in the morning. He's training great. He shipped in from Ellis Park, where he was breezing race great. I have to ask you: is Swiss Skydiver, can she put any pressure on Nick Go? And if so, does that help maybe some of the closers?
Yeah, because she won the Alabama right there, and she ran a huge number there, speed figure wise, by being very close to the lead. Now they've shortened up here in this particular race compared to the Alabama, but at the end of the day, for me, I just think that it's just one of those things where, she's been off since April. Ken McPeak is on record saying that, he wanted to do some other things with her, but she's had a couple of setbacks. She didn't, ship very well in a couple of her races. And, it just seems to be a lot of in between. I think they probably got a bigger picture in mind for the filly down the road here, Jeff. But look, she loves the track, and, they want to get something out of this race. And I would think that she's going to be relatively close. I don't know what you think, but I think she could put the pressure on Nick Go. But I think Nick Go and Joel Rosario is going to say, hey, look, you're only going to see my backside the whole race. I'm not going to let you see any other part of me, and just, maybe run her into the ground. And then maybe that's where Maxfield, if Swiss Skydiver, can maybe do her job. But even though it's a 5-horse field, Jeff, we've seen it. I don't want to say it becomes a jockey's race, but pretty darn close, is that you're going to need to make sure that these jockeys certainly have an understanding of what's going on up on the front end with Nick Go.
You know, you're right. I mean, there are various stages of this race that things could change, and that's why it's kind of a race within a race within a race almost. One more horse I want to mention, and his name is Silver State, and he's perfect this year, 4 for 4. He is a terrific racehorse, 7 out of 11. I don't know. He just won the Met Mile. I mean, he's a really, really good horse, and he looks great on the track. I never picked him. I've never picked him, and I'm not picking him here. But I don't know why. I don't know what it is about this terrific racehorse, and he just keeps beating me. And I wouldn't be shocked if he did it again. He might be in a good spot. He might be like where Maxfield is behind the leaders. What do you think of his chances at 4-1 on the morning line?
Yeah, I mean, look at you. If you love great value, it's certainly going to get it with a horse that's just absolutely gone to another level. Can run 2 turns, can run 1 turn, wins a Grade 1 in a Met Mile the last time around. Can go the 2 turns. Great combination, obviously, there with Steve Asmussen and Ricardo Santana. I'm with you. I mean, I've been trying to beat him the last couple of races, and all I'm doing is ripping up tickets. So you're going to get good value. I don't think there's any doubt. The question I would ask you, Jeff, before we wrap it up, is what kind of price do you think you're getting on Silver State?
Well, he's 4-1 on the morning line. I think that's probably right, but I do think all the action, most of it anyway, is going to go to Nick's Go. Everybody can read a form and see he's going to be in front and how good he is when he gets it. Maxfield, how can you fault his record? So maybe you'll get 4-1, but it's only 5 horses. Everybody's going to get some play. It's a great race. It's a pivotal race, and maybe leadership in the division will be online in the 10th race at Saratoga on Saturday. Eddie, best of luck to you. I will be following your selections for sure. I kind of like Nick's Go. We'll see what happens there. Don't forget, it's also Hambletonian week this week, Saturday at Meadowlands for standardbred fans, up to $10 money back guarantee if you play the race at Express Bet or on the First Bet app. And if your horse doesn't win but finishes 2nd or 3rd, we will give you your $10 back. Can't beat that. Can't beat the races. Great racing around the country this week. Best of luck and make some money.
Last of the 12 as they roll into the backstretch.